here we are. We got our deck. This, my friends, will do it. Had a lot of trouble with this deck, this little Golgari build. All I wanted to do was take the Shakedown Heavy, put a 1/1 counter on him with the fight rigging, turn over the fight rigging, put Invoke Despair out. But my word, has it been a struggle. We've been able to mostly do it very consistently, and if we do not brick on lands, we were able to win every single round I went into. But my god, the bricking was intense. It was there, so we had to do a little bit something different and add a couple of bushwhacks to this. This is basically ensuring that we are going to get our third land drop in every single match. 24 lands, but even with mulligans, I wasn't getting that third land every single time. So, bushwhack will help to solve that, will help to mitigate it. It gives us more chances to draw lands, and hopefully we're actually using this as a fight spell a little bit later on. But in the beginning, we are using this to grab a land. This is meant to be fairly fast. Every match has been very, very quick with this deck because you get down the Shakedown Heavy, you get down the fight rigging on turn 4, and then Titan of Industry on turn 4 is incredibly powerful, and that's what we're going to basically be doing. Because if you have a creature with power 7 or greater, you get to play the card that you hide away. You look at the top 5, and you hide one of these in it. And you're probably going to get one of these. Then you play it. And getting a Titan of Industry down on turn 4 is incredibly powerful, and generally your opponent scoops to it. Our only problem was getting that land. So we got Jewel Thief and we got Bushwhack in order to make sure that that doesn't happen to us again. As said, that was the core of the deck. What else do we have in here? What are we trying to cast with Hideaway? Well, of course, Titan of Industry, fantastic creature, wonderful little fella here. Phyrexian Fleshgorger, again, has shown a lot of utility. That Menace, Lifelink, and Ward is phenomenal. And getting that out turn 4, it's really hard for your opponent to deal with. Sometimes they just have to deal with it, lose the 7 health immediately, and call it a day. That's what people are doing with this card now. I mean, it is that good that they're like, that's not worth my 7 health and this 1 card. Invoke Despair. Target opponent sacrifices a creature. If they can't, they lose 2 life. Draw a card. Repeat this process for enchantment and planeswalker. And the Cruelty of Gix. If we expend one of these cards and want to get it back out onto the battlefield, we can do that. If we want to search our library for a specific card, we can do that. If we want to look at the opponent's hand, discard a creature or planeswalker from it, we can do that. And it's just a very useful utility that we're able to use in standard right now, and we're going to use it. We're going to use the tools that they give us, and then of course the answer to everything is just drop a Sheoldred, and if it does not die to removal, the opponent dies. Got 3 copies of it. Best card in black. That's why we're playing it. Best card in black. Best card in green, and a bunch of other little goodies. That's what we're trying to get under the fight rigging and get these games out of the way really fast. Hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure that you have liked and subscribed, and let's not brick this time. Let's actually see if this is a competitive deck. Three lands in hand. That's exactly what we want. Not a whole lot to do on turn 3 or turn 2 or turn 1, but we can fight rigging and hopefully get something big. And we're going to hold the Bushwhack. We don't need it right now. Mana, Surge Engine. Okay. Don't need it. Alright, pumps the Surge Engine, swings in for 3. We take 3. Pass his turn. Fight rigging. This could be countered. He is in blue. He does let it go, but He's got something. We'll put a Shakedown Heavy under it. We get the rope. And it passes to opponent's turn. Urza, Prince of Krog. What do? Artifacts you control have more power and toughness. That's very strong. Shelly. And he's out of land, so it's going to go through. There it is. Oh, Shelly's going to get bigger and bigger. We're going to definitely use Hero's Downfall very soon. Get rid of the Surge Engine or the Urza. Not sure. We don't really need to cast anything else. Borrowed Time. I think that basically kills us. Okay. We go down to 4. And we can actually bushwhack here. Yep, pretty nice. Go to next. Put a counter on the Shakedown Heavy. Drop him into battle. And this is a sorcery, so we're going to have to do this now. Go here, and get rid of the Surge Engine as well. You might as well throw the opponent further behind than they were. Wow, they almost just overcame us with aggro. Seraph. Seraph is very good, but not as good as what we have. We need to kill that Seraph. Put a 1/1 counter right here, swinging out with the Shakedown Heavy. We want to draw a card, so we want him to say, no, don't attack. Pull him out of combat, give us a card. He does not. It's got to be difficult, doesn't he? Okay. Hero's Downfall on the Seraph. Might Stone and the Weak Stone. We lose one of the Shakedown Heavies here. But he gets rid of the tapped one for some reason. Mana. And passes turn back to us. We get another Bushwhack, which is good. Let's go ahead and get another card for free. That would be nice. Free cards are always great. Looks like we're going to be able to use an Invoke Justice here. Opponent is certainly taking his time, but pretty brutal what we're doing. Pretty brutal. Invoke Despair to the face. To the face. We get our Sheoldred back. And this is just the kind of shenanigans you could expect from this deck. We're going to get another card because he's got to. He's got to give us a card. Look at that. We drew a card. We are back up to 8 health. And let's go ahead and drop the Jewel Thief into the match. Next turn, we can cast Titan of Industry from our hand. Down to 5. Might Stone, Weak Stone. Kills Shelly, probably. Okay, he's out. There's not a whole lot of ways around that. That's going to get most people. Four mana. That's a lot better than 2 mana, which is usually what this deck gives us. We have the Shelly. We have a Fleshgorger later on. And a Quirion Beastcaller. It's not my favorite hand, but we have things that we can do. We're not going to be stranded on lands, which is what, I was experiencing yesterday when playing this deck. We added some tools to make sure that doesn't happen. And so far it hasn't. Quirion Beastcaller. This is going to be a play with fire. Plain Blessed Bolt. Same difference. Mountain. Passes turn. Alright, Fleshgorger. Here he is. Removal again? Yes. Awesome. Right into our little trap. And it's fine because we got the Cruelty of Gix, so we get him back. If a red or artifact source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent opponent controls, it deals out that much damage +1 instead. So he's got a lot of removal in there. Well, a lot of damage spells. What we're really hoping is get Fight Rigging down and get, you know, it too big for our opponent to deal with. Twin Inferno. Play with fire. Okay. And that's it for Shelly. Shelly dies as well. So much removal. We're going to do it like this. Cruelty of Gix, Chapter 1. Let's see what you have. A Phoenix Chick? Well, discard that. Kumano faces Kakazan. We get a Boseiju. We get to search our library for a card. It's going to be Shakedown Heavy, actually. We got to do it kind of like this. Yeah, Shakedown Heavy. Fight Rigging. Put a 1/1 counter on him, but we're also going to come down here and grab another Cruelty of Gix. And now we play said Cruelty of Gix and start with Chapter 2. Isn't that beautiful? Shelly looks good. Yes, and he is out of things. Mono Red is failing to live up to their standard, and that's it. That's it. He didn't want to play anymore. He ran out of things to do, ran out of things to kill, couldn't overcome the massive amount of creatures we were going to get back, and scooped it away. Onward to match number 3. So far, it's been very consistently good. 2 black mana. By Rigging Shakedown Heavy, we need the green. We need to draw mana. Ugh. Oh boy. If I had 1 green here, we would have kept this, but I think we mulligan. Yep. And throw away a Titan of Industry. No creatures at all, so we'll see how this goes. Thalia. Okay. This might be the match that got away. He's going to be fast. Swings. We take 2. And just past turn, man. You don't want to play any more creatures. You don't want to do it. He wants to. Reckoner Bankbuster comes out. Oh, amazing. We get our own Shakedown Heavy. And we're right back in it. And it's immediately removed. Perfect. That's what we wanted to see. We're kind of bricking here, so we're going to reach down and grab... let's see here. We got 2 green sources and 3 black sources. Let's grab our 4th black source here. Play our said black source. And we play Shelly next turn. We're still in this. Remember, because he has that Thalia down, his removal's also more expensive. So that's something to keep in mind. Not only is he taxing us, he is taxing himself as well. Shelly draws a card off of the Bank Buster, looking for that removal. Let's see if he found that removal. He'll lose 2 life here. Touch of the Spirit Realm. Of course he found that removal. And we did draw another land, which is fantastic. How about let's do my form of removal. Okay. Gets our Shelly back. Moves on to the opponent's turn. A little bit of a clunky start for us, but we are back in it. He casts his own Sheoldred, the Apocalypse. What a card. What a card. Okay. Well, we didn't have land per turn, so let's try to draw a card off of Invoke Despair. Get rid of his Shelly. Okay. Land. And we're going to swing in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have enough to hard cast a Titan of Industry. That's pretty nice. Swings in with Shelly. No kidding. Well, he was too aggressive. Way too aggressive. Like, all that we have to really do now is remove that Fleshgorger. I'm going to cast Titan of Industry. I'm going to remove an artifact or enchantment, and I'm going to create a Rhino. I'm going to remove that right there, and then swing with Shelly. Yes, take the action, pay 3 life. Does he have a response? He can crew the Bankbuster, actually, which is exactly what he's going to do. Undying Malice. And that's actually very, very smart. Okay. I thought we had him on the ropes. But does he swing this turn? I don't think he does. He very aggressive. Very, very, very aggressive. Okay. We'll go down to 5. Opponent up to 12. And a Gix on the back end of that. Fight rigging. Titan. Fight rigging. Cruelty or go for the throat? Go for the throat. Then Quirion Beastcaller. We're not swinging. Let's grow the Beastcaller, I think. It'll be longer to actually make it happen. Well, we just lost our procs there. Okay, perfect. Cut down. Bested by a cut down. Okay. +2/+2 when he dies, draw a card, huh? Okay, he gets a draw card here. But very aggressive attack by the opponent. That's an expensive card to draw. And this is absolutely... Well, it's good. It's good. How much health do we have? 5. How aggressive do we want to be? Okay. We have 1 in the graveyard, so I'm going to submit on stage 3. Get the Fleshgorger. Place that onto the field. Fight rigging. Destroy that. Oh boy. Here it is. Titan of Industry. Boom. Gain 5 life. Destroy artifact or enchantment. Destroy that. Gain life here. There we go. And we are right back in it. And the opponent says, no thank you. He says, I will go find another match with somebody else. Isn't that a beautiful thing? Yeah, I quite enjoyed that, actually. Yes. Takenuma, Boseiju, and the Deathcap Glade. Unfortunately, we're going to have to use those as lands, but we got our favorite little combination, Shakedown Heavy into Fight Rigging. Let's start with Takenuma. That's my less not least favorite legendary land, but I like it a lot less. And we did draw the actual forest here, which is nice. We could kill this rabbit battery. Always keep that option open. Sticky Fingers. Okay, whenever it does that, okay, whenever enchanted creature dies, draw a card. Let's let him equip that. And then I'm going to Boseiju the Sticky Fingers. No, thank you. He gets a ramp here, but him being mono red, he probably doesn't want a lot of land. Very nice. Shakedown Heavy. Pass turn. Next, we come out with the Fight Rigging. We're not blocking here. We don't want the Shakedown Heavy dying. There's another rabbit battery. That's not enough. I'm going to come over here and block this. No, we're not. Go on. Hit me. See if I care. Makes a Swift Spear bigger. We play mana. We play Fight Rigging. What are we going to rig up? Let's see. What do we have in our graveyard? Nothing. Big old fat nothing. So I think we go ahead and do another Fight Rigging. And then we play the Fight Rigging. There's a Titan. There's a Sheoldred. Titan's a lot better of a choice. And we'll swing for the face. It's a lot of damage. He lets me draw the card, which is what our hope was. And as always, we are not blocking this. That could come back to bite us in the butt whenever going up against mono red, but it hasn't so far. Shelly! Such a beautiful lady. Yep. Shakedown Heavy. Shelly gets a counter as well. We play Titan of Industry. We destroy Artifact or Enchantment, and we also we watch the opponent scoop away. That's what happens. There it is. We get a lot of scoops with this deck. People just don't stick around. They don't want to. They don't want to deal with the headache. All right, 4 mana Fight Rigging. Quirion. Yeah, not the best combination, but we do have 4 lands. Generally, I'm not going to pass that up, especially with the way the arena, the Shuffler, has been treating us lately. More aggro, it looks like. We've been aggro killers in our matchups. So let's play it out. Play it out. Very, very, very interesting. We take 1 damage. We draw another Invoke Despair, which is absolutely insane. Lightning Strike on the Beastcaller, which means we don't have any creatures for Fight Rigging to be good for. We're going to go with Titan of Industry, though. Let's go ahead and set it up anyway. Discards a card, draws a card. We take 1 damage. There we go. There we go. Something to do on this turn. That's what we needed. Gets ourselves a 1/1 counter. And now we can kind of offset some of the damage being done to us. Swings. Just reckless swing in, turn them sideways, go. Right? Just no self-preservation at all. Play with fire. So he's going to pay 8 life to kill this Fleshgorger. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, we get another Fleshgorger, but we're going to Invoke Despair right to his face. You like paying life, so you might as well. And get another land out of the library. 3, 4, 5, 6. And the mutt comes back out. Again, mono red being regular mono red. Just swing in with everything. Turn them sideways over and over again. Hope that you overcome. Okay. Very interesting. Well, we could do a couple of different things here, but I think what we do is Cruelty of Gix, Chapter 3. We get the Phyrexian Fleshgorger back out onto the battlefield. Then we put a 1/1 on him and play the Titan of Industry. Then we destroy target artifact or enchantment and gain 5 life. We're going to get rid of the sticky fingers here, and then we are ourselves going to gain 5 life. He's got a 1/1 on the field. We got an 8/6 and a 7/7. And the Titan of Industry actually has reach, so good job, opponent. Good on you. Yep. Another player that didn't want to play after a while. We have time for one more, so let's go ahead and do one more, and then we're going to go and talk about this deck a little bit. Three lands, Fight Rigging and Shakedown Heavy. This is the last round we had time for today. And then we're going to go to the post-game wrap and kind of talk about where this deck is strong and where this deck is weak. Alright, Shakedown Heavy. There we go, swing in with the Beastcaller. Okay, tapped land, the Cliffs, Brothers End. Okay. 3 damage. Does not finish him off, so we're going to take advantage of that lack of foresight. Let's go Invoke Despair. Alright, you know what? I said it was the last round. That's kind of how matches are with this deck anyway. Let's go ahead to a post-game wrap. So what are we thinking about this deck? Well, I think I need more things like a Shakedown Heavy in here to make this a little bit more consistent, because if you have Shakedown Heavy and in the Fight Rigging and they don't remove it, you win, right? But the Beastcaller here kind of slows us down a little bit sometimes. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's not. We need the Bushwhacks to reach down and grab our 3rd land, because the arena loves to brick us on this deck where we're just not drawing the land that we need, even though I run the same amount of land in nearly every deck, and I almost always predominantly draw land with this deck. All I do is draw 7 drops, which is fine, if you're drawing lands, right? Shelly works pretty decent in here. It's a target that they have to remove. Shakedown Heavy is the superstar that he is. What do I think this deck is weak against? Any kind of control decks with a lot of removal are going to absolutely obliterate this deck, because the way we're casting things is through the strength and power of our creatures and Fight Rigging. If we can't get our creatures on the build or on the battlefield and resolve them, we're not going to be able to win. And yes, that did happen a couple of times to me playing this particular build. But if you don't brick, most of the time you're going to do pretty well against anything that's not Dimir or Esper. You're going to do pretty well against almost every other matchup. Aggro, this deck absolutely obliterates, because on turn 3 you have a 6/4 that they can't attack through, and to top it off, you're going to be able to play and invoke just Despair, or a Fleshgorger, or a Titan of Industry on turn 4, which absolutely obliterates aggro. Aggro is only good if you can defeat the opponent before they cast their big things, right? And if we're doing it on turn 4, they still have about 8 to 10 health left, right? No big deal at all. Mono red player just loses. So I enjoyed it. If you go up against control, good luck, you're in for a long one. But if you're going against any kind of aggro, which we see aggro all over in standard right now, all over the place, this deck is going to do you pretty well, especially in best one where it seems like there are more aggro players than in best of 3. Just a little observation I have made. Then this deck is going to do fairly well. It is expensive, though. I mean, like, we are mostly in rares. We have these mythics here, this mythic here. Actually, quite a few mythics in this deck, so it is an expensive one. But if you're collecting these pieces over time, if you're playing a lot of mono black and stuff like that, you probably already have the Shelleys, the Cruelties, the Invoke Despairs, the Fleshgorgers. Titan of Industry is a very, very... it's an amazing card. It has a lot of utility in a lot of different places. It might just be a craftable card anyway. Most of the things in here, except for Shakedown Heavy and the Quirion Beastcaller, are very typically crafted cards altogether, right? You're probably going to have all of that stuff, and you'll probably need to craft some fight riggings for this, but for the most part, I think that most people actually have a lot of this stuff, just because it's so much so just a staple good stuff deck. Thank you for joining today. If you are still here, drop a like down below. It really helps spread the video around, spreads the love of Gregory around to other folks. And if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you subscribe as well. Join us next time in the arena. Bye.